It's fine. Okay, it's record now. Come.
Yo, what up? It's your boy.
I'll put that thing as the thing on my channel. I'll put it maybe at the ending part.
You pay.
Pay call. Not the one that will be celeb when people go on my channel. So wow, so this guy knows the celebrity game. Wow. If you want to maybe that time you want to prove to people that you really know this game. You see if you know we do now.
I know a celebrity guy.
No,
That's the guy.
Hi guys, so I hope I've been audible enough. Guys, I'm so excited because on today's video I'm going to be eating while talking. Okay, so it's not going to be like just talking. I love food a lot. I'm such a big foodie. So imagine eating and talking, and I love to talk, but it's not like I talk, but I love to talk anyway when I want to talk, yes. So I'm going to be doing something I like, talking and eating. So let's talk about what I'm going to eat first. I'm going to be eating this. Okay guys, so if I have to take the food closer to the camera, I'm going to be eating fries and ketchup. And this is a strawberry drink, so that's okay. I don't want to eat much anyway, yeah. So, guess where I am, you guys. If you can see very well from there, this is True Taste. True Taste is owned by my friend, and I love to hang out here sometimes. He has nice drinks, he has pizza, he has food. He really has quite a lot of things that you can actually just hang out to eat, either for lunch, dinner, or breakfast. He actually does the three. So yeah, it's actually a cool place. I located in Dagupan City. In case you've never visited True Taste, I can bet on that you're missing. Trust me, you're missing. Let's talk about their milkshake. Perfect. That's like my favorite. Yeah. So anyway, that's it. So in case you want to have this feeling like me, come to True Taste while you're drinking. You have every chance to talk, have fun, and enjoy your meal. It's really relaxing. I could show you guys around when I'm done with my video, but while eating this meal, I want to do a story time. Yeah, I want to do a story time, and I'm going to be talking about my first time experience in Philippines. Okay, so I think I should turn my camera, or I don't know if it looks perfect, but okay, I'll try to, turn a little while I eat. So I was having a conversation with someone, and we're like talking about, life in Philippines, what you experienced when you initially came, and I'm like, we're having a conversation. I was like, okay, this is a very interesting topic to put out here. So maybe this is not going to be everything I initially experienced, but these are part of the things I did experience when I first arrived in Philippines, and there are similar things you could experience when you first arrived in Philippines. It may not be totally the same, but you can expect similar things like that. So let's talk about the number one thing I initially experienced when I arrived in Philippines first. But before then, one fries goes down. Alright, so back to business. When I arrived in Philippines, I was like, this is not so far from home. You know why I had to say that? Asia is very far from Africa, number one. But the fact that the Filipinos are very welcoming people makes you feel at home at the same time. It makes you feel like having new friends would be a difficult task. It makes you feel like associating with the people wouldn't be a big deal for you. And trust me, that's how it is. The people are very welcoming. Once you arrive at the airport, you see people saying, hi, welcome to the Philippines, hi. Like, they're so good at telling you that welcome to the Philippines. They don't mind, and they do it with a very smiley face. You feel like, man, I could always talk to those people when I want to talk to, because someone who doesn't know me from anywhere, and you are actually being this friendly with me, definitely it gives me this assurance or this confidence to approach you if need arises, right? I know that I believe that there are places where you go to and you feel like getting to talk to these people is going to be like a big deal, but no, count that out when it comes to Philippines. From your first arrival, you can actually tell that they are very welcoming people. So that's one thing I experienced. Filipinos are very welcoming. Yeah, and that's 100% credit to Filipinos. initially came to the Philippines, that these people are 100% fun people. They are into fun, and it gave like there are so much fun activities out here. Basically, I got to Philippines by 6 p.m. Sorry to say, or 7 p.m. because it was not so dark. Let's say 7 p.m. And then when I came, I was out waiting for the person who was going to pick me, which was my sister and her friend. So I was just out waiting for them. And then before we could even leave the Manila, it was already up to 9:10. It was midnight already because she came 2 hours late, which was around 9 p.m. or thereabouts. So before we could eat, do some other stuff there in Manila, it was like midnight. Okay, so one thing I noticed is that during that time while I was still in Manila, even while we left Manila, like it was still like it was during the day. This was like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. and activities were going on like it was still during the day. You could see people clubbing, eating, going out, just doing things normal. I know that there are clubs in other places at night, but this is quite different because every activity goes on like it's still during the day. And you'll be so amazed because, okay, I know that there are places that has 24 hours light, but yeah, Philippines is one of those places here. So it felt so bright. The malls closed. Some of the malls were open until 9:30 p.m. So you could imagine you still have the time to hang out in malls until 9:30 p.m. You still have the time to go to eateries. There are 24 hours eateries. So you have the time to hang out in those places if you want, like all night. And trust me, these people don't joke with that. They actually do hang out like that. You see people that sit out all day until the following day. I don't know what they are doing. They're having fun, of course, but they do love to have fun and sit out. So yeah, the second impression I had when I came in was, man, so it's not going to be a big deal if I choose to hang out to have fun anytime I wanted to. So that's like another thing I expressed when I came. I'm like, okay, this is great. And then it felt more secure because, whenever you come out, you can be assured that there are people outside. It's never going to be like so lonely. Like, it's very difficult for you to say, I will come out and I will be the only one out there working. So the fact that there are a lot of people out there, maybe give this security and then the mindset that you could do what you wanted to do at any time, except, of course, for commercial, for things like the bank, schools, and all of that. Other than that, every other thing that had to do with hanging out, relaxation, having fun, they had many places that did that for like 24 hours, which means any time of the day you wanted to do it. Yeah, and the security, that added to the security, you being feeling very secure, the security feeling, yeah, so that added to it. So those are some of the things I experienced. If I forget my food, that's impossible anyway. I definitely will not forget my food. So yeah, guys, I want to actually put this out there, like, eat with me, I wish it's possible. But well, it doesn't look possible. So yeah, another thing I experienced when I came to the Philippines is that when initially I arrived in the Philippines, there are tendency of you paying higher for things like your transportation. This is something I believe some foreigners must have experienced. I do not know if Filipinos experience it as well. But when I initially arrived in the Philippines, because I've heard some of my friends say the same, we had to pay, or I personally had to pay higher for certain things, like not the normal price. Because these people feel like you have the money for you to have traveled down from your country to another country. You are rich. Aside that, they also feel like you do not know the normal price. So whatever they charge you for, you are going to pay for it. It's not because they want to do it. It's not because they intend to. I don't know their intentions, but they do it in a nice manner. If you don't even know the normal price, you feel like these people are like they're even reducing the money for me because they will smile with you, they'll be so friendly with you. And then when you ask them how much is the cab fare, if the cab fare is so price, they could just make it like ×2 of the price. And then because these people are being so friendly with you, you'll be like, maybe they're even reducing the money and you will just find yourself inside. So yeah, you're going to tend to pay higher for things. Aside the cab fare, I remember when I bought my SIM card, you guys won't believe that buying a SIM card here is about, let me say, you can get a SIM card, this is the cheapest of SIM card I know is about 50 peso. So, but that SIM card, I bought mine for 1,000 peso. You can imagine 50 peso and 1,000 peso. That's the difference. You can imagine that's times 20 of the original price. When I came out from the airport environment, I know the airport things are more expensive, but this is not just about inside the airport. You see those people around the airport, except you leave that environment totally, you're definitely going to be paying more. And aside that environment as well, once they can see that you just arrived, like your luggage, like your box, it shows that there's this, the airline tag is still there. You are still JJC in the Philippines. Don't worry, they have a perfect way of welcoming you with additional prices, but that's nothing to be scared about. Just like it's something you don't know about, right? You definitely will just fall for it, and then with time you tend to realize, okay, this is not how it works. So yeah, I had to buy that SIM card for 1,000 pesos. And when I came, I was like, my sister was like, how much did you guys get your SIM? How much did you get your SIM? I'm like, 1,000 pesos. She's like, these people are taking extra money from you. I'm like, can you imagine? And then it did not hurt me so bad though. When I started calculating like 50 pesos, 1,000, 950, I'm like, this is what these people took from me. And then when I started going out to buy stuff and I realized what 950 pesos could do for me here, and I dashed somebody 950 pesos for nothing, that was when I started feeling the hurt of what they did to me. But well, like I said, it's a first time experience, it doesn't go on forever. So yeah, that was something I experienced actually. And then another experience I had was the fact that you are definitely going to have to introduce yourself to a lot of people. In 1 hour, you might need to introduce yourself to 20 persons. This is something that is part of the Filipinos. They tell you that they want to just have a conversation with you. They want to give you this feeling of being comfortable to express yourself or something. So that's the reason they say they ask you a lot of questions about yourself. In Nigeria, we call it invading your privacy, right? But over here, it's them making you feel comfortable. So you definitely have to, if no more than 20 persons, so you could just walk from here to here, somebody will be like, oh, where are you from? What's your name? Is that your hair? Stuff like that. It goes on with time. They keep asking you, is that your hair or something? But you know, the first time you arrive, you're going to be answering them more like, you're going to keep answering them more, but by the time you realize this is just how they are, with time you get bored of answering them. People will not want to just answer all the questions. You just smile and walk away. Because I just told somebody back then, 2 minutes ago, and you don't expect me to keep telling you the next 2 minutes, right? But that first time you arrive, you just keep answering because, you know, you might need any assistance, you might not want to be mean or something or be sarcastic to anybody because I don't know anybody, I'm trying to be careful. By the time you get used to the whole place, you understand that there's nothing being mean about it, just the fact that you can't afford to keep telling everybody the same thing or something repeatedly. So yeah, you might have to keep introducing yourself 10 times, 20 times in 1 hour. Where are you from? Are you new to the Philippines? How many years have you stayed here? Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that's one of the things you experience when you come to Philippines for the first time. Everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to have a conversation with you. So expect that. Don't be surprised when you come to the Philippines and experience that. Something you keep experiencing, something you experience from the first minute you arrive here. Those are some of my experience anyway. And then while I'm a foodie, I had this feeling of this country will favor me. This people, I'm a foodie, but I think they are more than me when it comes to foodie. Or we are on the same level. They love food and I love food. So it's match. It's such a good match. There are a lot of eateries out here. Man, we keep eating different delicacies. They have a lot of delicacies out here. A lot of, even if at the end of the day you can't find our kind of meal anyway, it's not going to be our kind of meal. But people who love to try new meals, that's an opportunity anyway. So from the day one, you go to different restaurants, they have other foreign restaurants as well. If you want to try other foreign food, even if not the Filipino food, there are people who they have things that even that are not related to them, because they also want you when you come here to feel comfortable, like I said. So you have the opportunity to try other people's kind of meal, even while you've not visited their own country. So you can try Filipino delicacies, you can try Chinese meal, different, like a lot. So you have the opportunity as well. So that's it anyway. So what was the experience when I came here? What was one of my first experience? There are a lot of things. I'm going to make a video about life in Philippines, but not on this video. Because if I start talking about life in Philippines, it's going to be like a whole lot on just one video. But yeah, on this video, I'm just going to be talking about first time experience, and that is it. Other things are things that eventually become a norm. This was the things I experienced first time, and I'm like, okay, it's up to you to make your decision. Alright, these are things you must see when you first arrive. But other things I'm going to talk about in life, when I made the video about life in Philippines, are things that, you may not experience it at that initial stage, but with time, you tend to understand this is what life in Philippines is like, and I don't have a choice than to adapt because I'm living out here, right? So that's it. So yeah, first time experience, things you experience instantly once you get to the Philippines, as you step the leg, these are it. And if there are more, you know more things you experience once. Once you step to like standing to the Philippines. For those of you who are in Philippines, please leave that in the comment section. And for those of you who want to know more things that you feel like, okay, am I going to expect this? Am I going to experience this? You want to ask questions. Of course, you can ask me in the question section, and I'm going to make that like a Q&A. So if I get to see a lot of questions about, am I going to expect this? Should I expect this and all of that? I'm definitely going to make a video answering your questions. Yeah. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video. I know I could not share my food with you guys, but thank you for watching me eat as well. Thank you for watching me take this wonderful drink. And I hope you try to visit True Taste if you're here in the Philippines and it's a good time. Because you don't want to miss out on this, trust me. Alright guys, catch you in my next upload and bye for now.